Well,
All right, so just what's your name?
my name is Brian Murky.
And why don't we start with where you are today?
Well, right now I'm at 6th and Jefferson in downtown Louisville, right in front of the courthouse and the police station and City Hall.
And why are you here?
I am here because I feel like Americans' voice, the simple Americans, the citizens, the people that make up this country, do not have a voice anymore. They cannot access the right media outlets to become informed. The media outlets have been dominated by those who wish to entertain as opposed to inform, and of course there's going to be a distorted film based around that. I feel like the politicians are not trustworthy. No news there, but this corruption and greed that has run rampant in this country has dominated politics, and it has eliminated the voice from America. I realize that America was never a democracy. It was founded as a republic, but this representative democracy does not represent the people anymore. It represents special interest groups, and that's why I'm here.
So this is, just in case anybody doesn't know, you're down at Occupy Louisville. How long have you been coming down to work with these people?
Well, I came down. Well, there were some preliminary meetings at Shelby Park, and I attended one of those before coming down to actually Occupy Louisville, which started at 4th and Jefferson. And I've been here not every day, but most days, any day that I can make it down. I'm still a student. I still work a job. I have a life that I need to live, but this is it's become a home away from home, and I come down here as much as I can.
So you mentioned as kind of an issue that is important to you, it sounds like kind of whether the government is working for the bulk of the people, the 99%,
yes.
Or the 1%. What other types of issues are particularly important to you that you think this movement might be able to have an impact on?
Particularly important to me, I feel that the degrees, the degree that I'm working for is aimed only towards walking in lockstep with a system that I do not agree with. I'm not exactly sure what can be done, but I feel right to be here, and I feel empowered being here, making my voice and opinion heard. I'm not exactly sure of a solution for that problem, but hopefully by causing enough of a ruckus about it, other people can see that it's an issue too, and we can work together to solve it.
There's been some criticism in the media about the Occupy movement in general because there aren't really a list of demands or specific goals, and yet the movement has changed the conversation in the whole country. Do you have a feel for what comes next? What is this building up to?
What is this building up to? It's building up, well, to change in America. One of the first ways people are changing, after being part of this movement for a while, people are starting to realize the corruption that goes into the banking system. And on November 5th, there's a large movement moving all across the country to take your money out of a bank and move it to a credit union. I am slowly in the process of paying off my credit card debts so I can be able to do that by November 5th. But moving your money to a credit union is one of the logical next steps that come from this movement. And where it goes from there, I'm not sure.
Why do you think moving money out of the big Wall Street banks would help?
Would help? Well, we create a run on the banks, which, I don't know, I wouldn't mind there being a run on the banks to take money away from those who are only going to invest it in their special interests. It's going to go towards the Federal Reserve, a private entity that is not representative of America's needs. It's fueling a dollar that is based on lies, and these dollars get spread all across the world and pumped into emerging economies, only to crash them, like in Haiti. They've taken tons of money, and it has not worked for them. The U.S. government sold them contracts that have not worked out as they were sold to the Haitian people to build huge infrastructures that have taken years longer than they would have normally taken, costing so much more money than they were first allocated by the IMF and now they are swimming in so much debt that it is impossible for them to even try and reach their head above water. Similar story with Zimbabwe. You might as well not even have the Zimbabwean dollar. The inflation is going to change from night to day. It's ridiculous.
As you've talked to different people that you've seen ebb and flow through the occupation here, what other types of issues have you heard people passionate about? What are the things that are important to some of your friends?
A lot of people seem very passionate about jobs in America. I mean, Louisville has, I think, 11% unemployment rate right now, which is higher than the national average. People are very upset about that. I'm not exactly sure how they can fix it or what they can do to fix it, but at least they're making their voices heard. There are a lot of jobless people out there who need money and they're reliant and they don't want to become a slave, but they still are.
Do you think the government is capable of fixing the jobs problem if it wanted to?
I don't know.
Do you think it's doing everything it can to fix the jobs problem?
No.
What do you think would be holding it back?
What would be holding it back from fixing the jobs problem? Well, industry in America is dying, and I'm not sure what they can do to fix that, honestly. Industry is probably not coming back. I don't know why there's such a reliance on it, though. It only consists of about 15% of the economy. Services are the rest of the 80%, and I don't know how this new economy is going to adapt with industry going out of style, technology slowly replacing it. I don't know how the economy is going to adapt to that, and I don't think the politicians know yet either.
Do you think that the amount of money that is in politics these days that's required for anybody to get elected, does that have an effect of hampering the government's ability to work for the people?
Yes. Mitch McConnell said that money equals voice, and it was explained to me once by a conservative and several other times that if a candidate has these people work through the capitalistic system, they earn their money and they get all sorts of gobs of money, and they put that money behind a candidate. And so because they've earned this money, somehow that means that the people who have it are reputable, even though it doesn't mean that at all. It doesn't mean that they're more reputable than me or any of these jobless people out here who don't have money and they can't put forward that money to a candidate. I don't understand how that makes a candidate more viable to be elected. It doesn't make any sense to me. It's turned into an oligarchy and a plutocracy, and instead of a republic. It's not what this country was founded on. And it does hamper people's voice in the government, and it probably hampers job creation if that money was put more effectively elsewhere than in fueling this bureaucratic red tape which no one can see the end of. No one can untie the knot in it either. It's just become a drag on the American people.
You've been coming down here for a couple of weeks now. I guess it's not quite a month, a couple of weeks. But compared to the first couple of days when it was just getting started, would you say you are more confident or less confident that the occupation movement here in Louisville and elsewhere is going to have an impact?
Yes, I'm certainly much more confident than I was the first day. The first day there were more people out here. There were more people who were curious and seeing what was going on, and slowly the numbers have dwindled. The passerbyers are still passing by, but there's still a core group of people here who are very dedicated to their cause, and I only see the numbers growing from here now that we've been encamped. I think the Occupy movement will incite change, and I feel much more empowered by it. There's also some support from hacktivist groups who wish to help the Occupy movement. They're not showing here a physical presence, but they're still in cyberspace, which is where this movement began, working for us and releasing free media and media that is deserved by the people to us. These people have done wonderful things in organizing this movement, keeping it alive, and keeping it in front of the people's faces on social media and on the internet and everywhere else. And I feel pretty inspired by it. I don't agree with a lot of what these hacktivists do, but I feel like they are doing somewhat of a good thing. The investigative journalism has died, and they are filling the void, and nature abhors a void.
Is there anything else that you would want to say about issues that are important to you, about the movement, about people you've seen come down, or people who should come down, or anything at all?
Please show up. That's all I have. Please show up. And if you don't know what we're about, come down here and find out exactly what we're about. I am a 20-year-old white kid, probably comes from upper middle class. I do not represent this movement. I am only a part of it, and we need more people down.
Great. Thanks so much for your time.